But he got to learn it with the feet so he knows when and why he's taking that risk.
Mm-hmm.
You understand me?
Yeah.
That's where people like myself come in because I understand it. And they would say, why you trying? The reason I don't say much more, Stephen, because I don't never want guys to think I'm trying to.
You hating on him?
I'm trying to take your
this is
time.
knowledge.
That's all it is.
Was particularly anxious to fight Shakur because it's frankly probably a fight that Shakur is going to win.
Devin Haney, Conor Ben, there's a lot of fights that Shakur can be involved in and beat all these dudes, man. Beat all of them. Has a chance of beating all of them, right? And solidifying, his mark in the sport, being, the great of his.
Predicting a potential fight between Shakur Stevenson and Devin Haney isn't easy. Both are young, elite, and unbeaten champions with high-level ring IQ. Stevenson is known for his elite defense and razor-sharp timing, while Haney relies on speed, a stiff jab, and precise ring control. Honestly, it's a matchup that's too close to call. I really don't know who would win.
I actually don't know. I mean, my mind says Shakur probably win. But then I see the great work that he did with Loma, or that he fight with Loma, and overcome a lot of different obstacles in that fight. It could be hard for Shakur. Shakur, right? Shakur Stevenson. As they call it. It'd be hard for him for the long range, the height, how big he is, stuff like that. And then what makes me think even more is when Shakur say spar with Crawford, and he had lots of problems with Crawford. Even though Crawford wasn't punching him hard or whatever, but you know what he had problems with? He had problems with the long arms and the height of Crawford. So he couldn't counterpunch like he wanted to. With Crawford. Crawford probably would have hit him hard, but it's different, he's longer and stuff, it's harder. So that could be a problem for Shakur that we...
Devin Haney named Shakur Stevenson and Keyshawn Davis as his next major targets, saying a fight with Stevenson would be the biggest matchup in boxing right now. He also made it clear that Davis is on his radar. Haney issued the challenge on social media following Stevenson's latest win.
Confirms what I've been saying. 3-division world champion, former undisputed lightweight, former WBC junior welterweight, and reigning WBO welterweight world champion, first ballot Hall of Famer once he retires, superstar boxer, top 5 pound-for-pound best fighters in the world, Devin the Dream Haney, 33 wins, no loss and no draw, 15 wins by way of knockout. He calls out another first ballot Hall of Famer of his era. Ironically enough, Devin Haney is 27, and the person he calls out is 28 years old, who's another first ballot Hall of Famer, Olympic silver medalist, 4-division world champion, former unified super featherweight, who simultaneously up until yesterday held the WBC 135-pound title and the WBO 140-pound junior welterweight title at the same time. Superstar boxer, 4-division champion, who will be a first ballot Hall of Famer, Shakur Stevenson, who is 25 wins, no losses, no draw, 11 wins by way of knockout. So Shakur Stevenson and Devin Haney, as I said, and Devin Haney confirmed it, as you see there, this is the next super fight in the sport of boxing.
While neither fighter is known for raw punching power, many boxing insiders believe their matchup would be highly tactical, built on skill, timing, and ring intelligence. Devin Haney.
Haney, of course, calling out Shakur Stevenson. Shakur saying, anytime you want it, we can get it done. But a little bit of this, a little bit of yakking back and forth, right? I mean, how awesome would that be? These two names,
well, we've been talking about this fight for a while.
This fight for a while.
Tantalizing.
It's
but
tantalizing.
I tell you,
it's juicy.
I tell you, this fight now is even
is even more juicy than it was the first time around when they were talking about it. When they were talking about it the first time around, Haney was red hot as an undisputed lightweight champion, and Shakur was the boogeyman who was very good, but was having trouble locking in those big
insider
names.
boogeyman.
Right. I gotta be honest, man. Like this could, if this happens right now, this is the right timing too, because both are at a good moment in their careers.
Very high.
It's actually,
and there's a title on the
it's actually simmered better than it.
He believes now is the perfect time for a fight between Shakur Stevenson and Devin Haney, with both fighters reigning champions and established stars. According to him, their styles and accomplishments make the matchup massive for fans and significant for the sport of boxing.
Really something that you wanted to see, but now because of Shakur's recent performance and Haney still being undefeated and having righted the ship, winning as an underdog against Brian Norman, I rate that. I rate when you take on a fight as an underdog and you win it. I rate that. You know, that's why Haney, for me, got into the circle of trust, because he wasn't trying to milk the whole business like Gervonta Davis has. So he's taking on these kind of challenges. He's winning them. He built himself up to that level to now, okay, take on all comers. Win or lose, take on all comers. He's got that win over Norman as an underdog. You can say what you want post in hindsight. In foresight, a lot of people were picking against Haney. He gets that win. Shakur, in the meantime, makes his name bigger. You gotta pump those numbers up, and he pumped those numbers up by winning the Teofimo Lopez fight. Now, you know what? Okay, now there's an interest from both fighters. A lot more money, a lot more at stake, a lot more, again, ambition. I like to use that word ambition today. And I think a lot more people will be interested.
Devin Haney and Shakur Stevenson have known each other for years. Both came up as young prospects, training and competing in the amateur ranks before turning professional. Along the way, they've closely followed each other's careers, building mutual respect as fellow champions.
I like Shakur. I think he's good. I've been knowing Shakur since I was a kid, so I always knew that he was good. I knew that he would be at the top one day. So yeah, for sure. Yeah, me and Shakur, we've been sparring since, bro, I think my first sparring session, we were like 12 years old, maybe a little bit older, but something like around there, maybe like 13 years old. So it's been times when he got the best of me and I got the best of him. But I cannot, judge him off of those sparring sessions. I know he's gotten better, just like I can't judge Ryan off of the fights we fought when we were kids, because I know that he's gotten better, and so have I. If you judge it off a sparring session, I mean, you're gonna be in for a long night, especially a sparring session.
He believes Shakur needs to improve his footwork control, pointing out that Stevenson often moves too far out of range after defending punches.
Shakur Stevenson is a very good fighter, but he got to learn, and I will hope he will pay attention to this, because this is gonna mean a lot for him. Mm-hmm. His feet are good, but sometimes they take him too far out of range to be able to come back and counter. Mm-hmm. The last guy he fought, the guy was a good puncher, so when he was jumping back, he was jumping too far back out of range to where he couldn't come back and get something right away. You understand me? And for the fans, it starts to look bored.
That's how I'd say. I feel like he was running.
He really ain't running. He just don't understand that this is somebody that teach him. And I would teach him if they ever brought him to me, let me teach him. But he got to understand what I'm trying to tell him. I'm not trying to criticize him.
Right.
When you say something bad, they take it as criticism.
Right.
No, son, you got to understand how to not jump. Okay, people know what the thing that dig the hole, the excavator, right? Yeah. If you move that thing back too far, you can't reach the job. Right. It's got to work, but it got to stay on the job while it work. You can't take it out of, if you working with this, because this part keeps it on the job, the feet. This do the work. If you take the thing and move it back, it's off the job, it can't work no more. Right. So if you move it back every time off the job, it ain't gonna ever get no work done. So now it's gonna become boring. Why?
Because of this, he sometimes misses opportunities to counter. Jones believes that staying slightly closer would allow Stevenson to land more counters and capitalize on opponents' mistakes more effectively.
Start on the hold and move to another one. When we gonna get a pawn dug? We're not, because it's taking off the job too much. You gotta leave it on the job for it to get a pawn dug. And that's his only thing. He a great fighter. He got great eyesight. He has great reaction time. He gonna be a great fighter. He just gotta figure out how to use them feet a little different.
Is he the best defensive fighter out of all four of them?
Right now, defensive, yes, because his defense is with his feet. That's what people don't understand. Defense isn't with your hands, it's with your feet. And he has the best foot defense of the game. Mm-hmm. So if he uses it for defense, when it's strictly defense, yes. But when you want to make it offensive, you can't do the same. You gotta cut it in half. And that's the only thing he had a problem with. Once he learns that, or figures that out, he gonna be a killer.
With the skill he has now, make him the best out of them four?
Right now, no. Because some people gonna say, boy, and the reason the rest of them don't want to fight him is because they know he know that back foot game so well that he's not going to engage until he wants to engage. And that's a good thing too. But for the fans and to be
not right now,
the ratings, you got to be able to engage when they need you to engage. You can't.
Shakur Stevenson is confident he can outbox Devin Haney. He believes his defense, speed, and precise counterpunching give him the advantage. Stevenson has said that by controlling distance, neutralizing Haney's jab, and picking his shots carefully, he can dominate the fight on a technical level and prove he's the superior boxer in the ring. Personally, I see it a bit differently.
Personally, I'm on a different level than everybody.
Yeah.
And when it comes down to boxing, because Devin,
Stevenson has emphasized that if he ever moves up to 147 pounds, he would insist on a rehydration clause in the contract. He believes excessive post-weigh-in weight gains can create major advantages, as some fighters add significant size and power overnight. By including a rehydration clause, Stevenson wants to ensure a fair fight, with both boxers entering the ring at a similar weight and no one exploiting a size edge. This stance highlights Stevenson's strategic mindset, showing he relies not only on skill in the ring, but also on smart negotiation to protect himself against naturally bigger opponents.
Y'all want me to come to 147, I'm coming in with rehydration clause. I don't even do that. But why am I going up to these guys' weight classes if I'm not planning on going there? So any of y'all want to fight me at 147?
Yeah, rehydration.
10 pounds.
10-pound rehydration. Like the IBF rule, basically.
You got to understand, that means on fight night, when we get in the ring, they're going to be 157, maybe 158.
Max.
No bigger than 160 that night.
Right.
I'm cool with that.
So if we could get it like, all right, like the IBF rule, 10-pound rehydration.
Yes, but think about it. If there's no rehydration clause, these guys going to get it up to 170 pounds.
Yeah, 175.
I'm in the 140s on fight night.
Yeah.
So if I'm 140, they 170. Bro, what am I in here wrestling around with these?
Right.
Come on, bro.
How did you feel at 140 though? Like compared to 35, did you feel any difference? Or was it like in your body, like does it feel any different at all or was it the same?
Both of them I'm gonna be straight because the weight is easy.
Bill Haney, Devin Haney's father and longtime trainer, has been very clear about rehydration clauses. He has publicly stated he won't accept any limits on how much weight Devin can regain after the official weigh-in. Their philosophy is simple. Fighters should rehydrate naturally and compete at their full strength, without contractual restrictions. However, this stance could create serious challenges if Shakur Stevenson pushes for a rehydration clause in a potential fight agreement.
He's on the list. Is that a fight you guys are seeking, or are you leaving it alone since he's saying that it would require Devin to get a rehydration clause? Is that something you're willing to get on a phone and discuss how many pounds exactly?
Well, when you're speaking about Debo, you might hear a whole lot of that's inconsistent with things that you say about normal fighters. When you talk about a generational talent like Dev, you would expect those that are elite to look to have, to be on a level playing field. What you weigh is what you weigh, and how you get down the next day is, it's what it's all about,
Stevenson's team argues that a rehydration clause is essential for fairness, especially when moving up in weight classes to prevent opponents from gaining a significant size advantage overnight. Bill Haney's refusal means negotiations could become complicated, potentially delaying or even blocking a Stevenson-Haney matchup. Trainer Wally Moses has also weighed in, explaining that rehydration clauses are designed to stop fighters from regaining excessive weight after the official weigh-in, ensuring neither boxer enters the ring with a major size advantage.
Now, he came up there with the aspect like he's a really big guy, but he's not a really big guy, so I don't want to think he got so much power and he's so strong, He's not no killer, you see him? He seems like a killer to you? Not to me.
Former world champion Tim Bradley believes Shakur Stevenson is on track to become one of boxing's biggest stars, potentially even more popular than Terrence "Bud" Crawford. While Crawford will always be remembered for his elite accomplishments, Bradley notes he never fully crossed over into mainstream fame because he stayed largely out of the media spotlight. In contrast, Stevenson has been active on social media and consistently visible to fans, which helps build his profile. Bradley says Stevenson's skill, confidence, and media engagement could elevate him beyond Crawford's popularity, making him one of boxing's defining faces for the next era, even if Stevenson isn't naturally charismatic.
About Shakur and his I would say projection. You know, the irony is it's crazy because, you know, back when, you know, I was helping somewhat mentoring Terrence Crawford, you know, Terrence Crawford surpassed everything I done did and more. Interesting enough, Terrence Crawford mentored Shakur, and Terrence Crawford is on Mount Rushmore. Yeah, he is for sure. But I feel like Shakur, just like Crawford was with me, Shakur has the ability to pass Terrence Crawford.
Deontay Wilder has praised Shakur Stevenson as one of the smartest and most technically skilled boxers in modern boxing. He highlighted Stevenson's exceptional ability to control distance, making it difficult for opponents to find rhythm or land meaningful shots. Wilder also noted Stevenson's precise timing, which allows him to counter effectively and capitalize on openings while minimizing risk. According to Wilder, Stevenson's defensive skills, head movement, footwork, and positioning frustrate opponents and force mistakes. This combination of intelligence, precision, and defense makes Stevenson not only hard to beat, but also exciting for fans who appreciate technical mastery. Wilder believes Stevenson's ring IQ is rare for his age, and if he continues on this path, he could become one of the defining boxers of his generation. Personally, I really like Stevenson in that fight.
Shakur in that fight. You know what I mean? Shakur is very skillful. He's very smart in the ring, and he comes to fight every time. So
I think Shakur is massively underrated in terms of his achievements and his ability. Everyone in boxing knows how good Shakur is. He is pound for pound, top 5 in terms of quality. But look at the achievements of the young man. At 28 years of age, he's already a 3-division world champion. This is to become a 4-division world champion. Quite remarkable. And Teofimo always rises to the occasion. Sometimes you see a little bit of a lackluster performance when he's not motivated, when there isn't kind of any legacy on the line. This is different. This is a sold-out Madison Square Garden between two of the elite fighters of our generation. And the best thing about this fight is we're seeing...
After Shakur Stevenson delivered a masterful performance against Teofimo Lopez at Madison Square Garden, Brian Bomek McIntyre praised the young champion highly. McIntyre called Stevenson's outing a masterpiece, describing him as smooth, calm, and beautiful in the ring, and said young boxers should study it as a textbook lesson. He highlighted Stevenson's control through smart jabs, movement, and ring IQ, noting there was nothing Lopez could do to alter the outcome. When asked what it would take to beat Stevenson, McIntyre bluntly replied, "Frankly, you probably want to stay away from that kid," underscoring just how dominant the performance was.